How's it going? Bill Wick here. I apologize for the delay and the missing videos. Things have been crazy busy lately, which is a very good thing for me. Um, I just want to touch base with you guys. I got a lot of stuff going on in a really short amount of time. Um, I'm attracting a lot of people that really resonate with me and some of the things that I believe. And I'm learning a lot about myself. And I'm noticing that when I work on Bill and when my way of being is congruent with what it is that I want in my life, then the momentum picks up very quickly, almost automatically, to where I don't have to devise all these mechanisms and all this third dimensional planning stuff, which is necessary. But at the same time, for me, I'm noticing that it's not what it's really about. The way, example. So normally, I'll schedule the day and I will set the intention for the day that I want to have in the morning. And, the universe throws some curveballs every once in a while, but normally it goes as planned. But a lot of times lately, I've been having an inner push to do something different. And it's spontaneous, so I couldn't tell you why or what it is. It's like I'm noticing that I can show my work less and less. It becomes very difficult for me to explain what it is that I do because I'm so present that I don't really know. I'm not in my intellect. I'm kind of being in a way. And through that being, there's an energy that comes through me, and it filters through my intellect and through my vocabulary and through my past experience to create what it is that I feel needs to be created. You know, I'm starting to understand a little bit about transcendence and the concept that we do have the ability to kind of rise above our circumstances. We have the ability to let go of the shoulds of our life. All of the shoulds that plague us like parasites and keep us shackled in our own limitations, when should in reality is simply an agreement with yourself and other human beings. It's actually not even real. I should brush my teeth this morning. Well, of course I should, but technically there really is no should. It's a choice. If I don't brush my teeth, then I'm going to feel a little bit dirty and I'm going to have consequences from it. But essentially, should is a very, very negative word for me. Because when I hear should, it implies that I'm not doing something that I should be doing. And thus, I feel guilt and shame. It's almost automatic. Even if it's very slight and menial, I feel it. And I've noticed that with these new clients that I'm attracting and with new opportunities that are happening, the shoulds are becoming very quiet because they're not necessary in present time. At this moment right now, I'm sitting in my Pier 1 chair with little springs in my house on my second floor, catty corner to my bedroom, right? And the fact is that sitting in this chair is where I am. So tomorrow, I have a day ahead of me. I've already planned it, so I don't have to worry about it. So in this moment right now is where the magic happens. Whenever you have a spiritual awakening or an inspiration that comes from above, it does not come from the past, and it does not come from the future. It's right now. And all of these years of working on my business, working on myself, learning to accept and love my demons instead of slaying them, which just continues to repress them until they come up and manifest in other areas of my life, until I get to a point to where I can address them in neutrality. I can be neutral about my defects. I can accept them and love myself and love the little boy inside of me that gets afraid sometimes and acts out, and I can move forward in this moment. I'm noticing that the present moment is really, really awesome because it's where all the magic happens. It's where any type of revelation, it's where any type of beautiful inspiration comes through you. It's where any type of emotional shift occurs. It's where any type of spiritual revelation occurs. For example, a Buddhist monk can sit on a mountain for 30 years And in that 30 years, he has an epiphany. And this epiphany is, oh my God. That's it. Oh my God. Right now, right here. So all those years of being a renunciate or an ascetic or simply a spiritual adept or whatever it is that you choose to be, all of that time comes down to one moment when that human being, that Buddhist monk, gives himself permission to realize God inside of himself. And so the 30 years certainly weren't in vain. But when that monk gets to that point to where he feels that vibration, he realizes that the shackles were not in his mind, they weren't in his body, they weren't in this world, they weren't. Let that process. So in a nutshell, if we're being, just like Jack Canfield says, be, do, have. Now, why is that said? Is the question. Well, intellectually we may know, but that really doesn't mean shit. Okay? Intellectually, I know there are things I need to do. I need to, connect with my friends and my loved ones. I need to take care of myself. But all of that is bullshit. Because if I'm not doing it, it's useless. It's completely useless. So all the shoulds and I need to do this and I need to do that, it's one thing to know the Galapagos Islands by studying a text and knowing all the plants and all the animals and all the bugs and the life that's on the Galapagos Islands and all the history and every single color and every single thing that exists there through the knowledge of a book. It's a completely different thing to experience the Galapagos Islands, to be on that island. The intellectual knowledge does not create an experience. Only being can create an experience. Only being. We could have all the esoteric knowledge in the world, we could have all the business knowledge in the world, but if it's not who we're being, then it's a start to moving forward. But essentially, example, say I want, $100 million. I want a net worth of $100 million by the time I'm 70 years old. What's $100 million going to create? Is it the $100 million that I'm looking for, or is it the experience of that wealth and of that security? That is essentially what I'm looking for. Now, I hate to divert here, but I just got my cat Wilbert a lion cut. And Kitty, his sister here, is is terrified of the lion cut because she doesn't she doesn't recognize him. Do you guys see that head? Come here, Wilbert. So she is just completely terrified of this poor cat. This is Whitman here and Ginger. I don't know if you guys can even see that or not. But anyway, the whole premise of this long, long rant with all these words that probably weren't necessary was to explain that I am experiencing revelations within myself that I don't have to conform to any social norm that I don't want to. Because essentially, when I'm flowing with my spirit, I transcend the limitations and all the bullshit dogma of this world that has kept me shackled and bound to my intellect and the mechanisms and the concepts and to all of these things, which I would call petty, even though we all need them to survive in the world. It's like, I don't want to be bound today. I don't want to be indoctrinated and shackled into a system of beliefs that causes guilt and shame and that causes me to be overly hard on myself. I don't know if that made any sense. I really, really, really tired right now, but I love you guys, and I wanted to jump on here and share this experience. The experience of not being afraid of making mistakes and not being afraid of being misunderstood, because I'm learning. And here's the premise of this entire 10-minute and 40-second video. I'm learning it's better to understand than to be understood. Thanks, guys. Love you.